Publix. This fella's throwing like 60 pallets, man. Going on 3 in the morning, and we don't want to hear this slamming of these pallets. You know, if this city was half as stringent on other laws as they are, code enforcement, stuff like that, people using pallets for fencing or whatever, which is awful looking. And I can understand the need to get rid of it. It's an eyesore. But there's many other eyesores here in Lakeland that really need to be dealt with, like 1,000 railroad ties that have been sitting there almost 2 years right next to the tracks here on Wabash. And a building over here that Publix has owned for 40 years, they ain't got a lick of paint on it, nothing but a rust bucket over here right next to the railroad tracks on Wabash as well. It's an eyesore to the community. It's been there since I was a little boy, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. So yeah, pallets do look bad in front of people's houses when they're used as fencing. And I can understand Dennis, the code enforcement officer, saying something to me about it, but I also need people to govern other areas that are going to benefit me, other areas of law and order, such as a noise ordinance here that Publix refuses to obey. This dude's throwing like 60-something pallets, man, all night long, and it's ridiculous. This place shouldn't be open. The doors shouldn't be open. It should be closed. It should be, if any activity, it should not disturb me whatsoever, and I should be contacted and asked if it bothers me. And I've told you folks repeatedly, you know, why wouldn't you want to know if it's bothering me? I've cursed at these people. I've acted like a fool and been aggravated to death by them. And not once have they ever asked me, is there anything that we can do? Yeah, there's a lot you can do. You can start obeying the law, man, like I do. Be a law-abiding citizen. You know, Publix, that's what you need to do. You need to obey the laws of the land and stop slamming pallets and driving in and out of trailers with forklifts all times of the night, rocking the floor, literally making the floor vibrate. And that's what I would really like for Publix to do, man. But just like that time that I went to jail over that paper shredder right over there for 2 days. You know? They actually got me on the phone. I videotaped it, and it was a conference phone. And they said, we're going to spend $8,000 on this paper shredder over here that's driving you nuts. That's all we can do, James. I said, okay, fine, you know. I appreciate it, thank you. And it did help a lot. It was still very loud, and I listened to it for years. As a matter of fact, it was on earlier today. But as you can see now, the paper shredder is no longer on, and I'm glad. They've got a new one down there on the corner that I can hear it beeping, but it's a lot quieter. I'm very thankful for that. But this noise ordinance business is serious business, y'all. And you're rendering people's property useless when they can't sleep here and they can't be productive, you know. You can't even work because if you don't run an air conditioner at night, you can hear all this noise, you know.